Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Barrel Shop. The ABV Barrel Shop is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop is focused on one thing, single barrels. Best of all, you can try before you buy. Head over to abvbarrelshop.com to sign up for their email and text distribution so you know what they have in stock, what classes are coming up, and who from the industry may be coming in to visit. The ABV Barrel Shop. It's where single barrels live. We're also sponsored by the Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers traveling minibars that are no bigger than a small purse or toiletry bag. Best of all, they are fully customizable so you can create the perfect piece that is unique for you. If you own your own business, what a fun and unique way to promote what you do. Check them out online at thebartogo.com. That is the number 2 in the Bar to Go. If you have wholesale questions, call my friend Isabel Clark at 504-481-1297. Finally, we are sponsored by the Neely Family Distillery. NFD is a family-owned business that keeps ringing up awards in the spirits world. Head to Sparta, Kentucky to experience the family history, award-winning spirits, and meet the Neely family. Check them out online at neelyfamilydistillery.com. Now, on to the show.
Let's drink!
Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today on the show, we wonder if the ultimate whiskey flex would be to buy a $435,609.99 Scotch online. That 99 cents is important. My name is Stu. Please join me in welcoming my co-host, Steve Akeley, along with our special guest, Steinkamp.
Hey, gang, what's up?
Hey!
Hey, so yeah, we're going to be talking about this. There's a lot of funny things in my mind. Also, you know, who's buying this online? I mean, there's people that have the money. I get it. It's not, I'm not questioning, does anybody have the money to buy this? There's people out there that buy this kind of stuff, but do they just go online and just buy it? So we'll talk about the whole dynamics of that. We'll get to that after the break. For right now, Steinkamp said there's something he wanted to talk about. What is that, sir?
Yes, totally out of the blue here, but if you could try out any job for 1 week, what are you going to do?
Oh, okay.
One job, 1 week. You get to try it out, be a part of the environment, whatever the challenge is, etc. What are you doing?
Okay. All right.
I think it would be fun to be a news anchor or a weather girl.
Really? What about traffic girl? Could you be a traffic girl? Even though you don't have a great driving record.
I don't have a great driving record and I don't really know directions, but I think if it's a teleprompter, I can be like, yeah, north I-9.
I think you could be as good as Callista in St. Louis. So yeah.
I could just be like, don't go that fucking way. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think you can say fucking on TV. That's going to be a problem for me because I'm
that could get you out.
Don't get edited or bleeped out all the time. But yeah, I could maybe do traffic. I could be like 465 is a mess. Find an alternate route. Give yourself extra time. I could do that probably.
Okay.
Weather? I think you'd be good at weather too. Give us some weather.
Weather?
Yeah.
Today, it is a balmy 29 degrees in Indianapolis, Indiana. Make sure you put on your coat and gloves if you're going to go outside and hire somebody younger than you to plow your driveway.
To plow your what?
Driveway.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Why don't kids... why don't kids shovel driveways anymore?
Yeah,
I made so much money when I was like 12, 13, 14. That's when you would just make bank. And we knew where the old people lived because number one, they're going to hire you because they don't do it themselves. Number two, they have the money to pay you. Number three, after you get done, they're like, come in the house. You want some hot chocolate? You need to warm up. You know, they're so fucking nice. Stephen Doyle and I, my next door neighbor, we would go out and we would kill.
Same.
Yeah. You're talking about it at a time when allowance might be $5 a week.
$3 a week is what I got in allowance.
Yeah. And then you go out and you make $150 shoveling driveways.
Yeah.
In a day. It's like, my God, it's like hitting the lottery. It's the kid equivalent of hitting the lottery.
And I don't get it. Like, if some kid knocked on my door and
said,
hey, my buddies and I are here with the shovel, I would pay you stupid money
Right.
Way more than you're worth, just because you knocked on my door, and then I want you back every time. I would pay you stupid
they
money
do
to
this?
do that.
And even if you don't have cash, I can be like, "What's your mom's Venmo?" I will.
Yeah.
Sure, she gives it to you though. Okay, like I don't need to have cash, but they don't do it. So
Yeah, I've even posted on Facebook a couple times during the snows that, all right, where are the kids at? Somebody come. Who's sending? Tell me, right?
I don't understand. I don't get it.
I don't get it either.
Yeah. Yeah, so crazy to think about, but yeah, they don't do it. If I could do like one job out of the element, something different, I would work on the set of Quentin Tarantino's next movie, because I do. For a long time I was like, there's no way he's just going to do 10, and he's got 9 in. Now I believe it, but I do think, and he hasn't done one in quite a few years.
It's been a while.
Maybe he's just done, but I think he will do at least one more, and I would like to work on it because I do think he's the greatest filmmaker of my generation, of our generation, if you will, the greatest American filmmaker right here, right now, and has been for the last, I don't know how many years. He makes real movies. I don't know. A lot of the stuff is. It's like somebody who makes a great TV show versus someone who makes the Beverly Hills Housewives. They're both in the TV business, but one is actually creating, Seinfeld, and the other one's creating the Beverly Housewives. I think there's a big difference, and to me, that's that big of a difference between what Quentin Tarantino does as a filmmaker versus most people, and I'd like to be a part of it in some way.
Tarantino's making art, where a lot of people are making entertainment.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, that's a good way to put it. Art versus entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
What's your favorite movie, Akeley?
Boy, I struggle with that because I really do like them all. And I love the fact that they're dialogue driven. And it's hard not to. There's a couple of them that's hard not to say. Pulp Fiction, obviously, just changed filmmaking. So many people just copied that. Reservoir Dogs, to do it on no budget the way that he did it. But my favorite, I think, is Inglourious Bastards. I just feel like that's his opus. That's his greatest.
Hateful Eight.
I love that one too. God,
I love Hateful Eight.
To be able to do it, and it's basically like a play almost.
It is. Do you know what's funny? I always check my Facebook memories. 9 years ago today, it came out, and I was like, oh, now I'm the weird person that goes to movies by themselves because I checked into it.
And you can watch that movie 10 times and pick up 10 different things.
Yes.
And I know it's a slow burn, right? You got to hang in there. But the other cool thing about that movie is he went and found like all the old cameras and the old lenses, and it's shot super narrow, right? And it's just gorgeous, just a gorgeous film. Yeah,
I do love that movie too. God, he's got so many good ones.
And as a musician, there's the scene where they bash the guitar. You may or may not remember this if you're listening, right? But there's a scene where the guy is like, I've had enough of that acoustic guitar, and he bashes that guitar. Well, that guitar was a classic Martin guitar from that time period. Not necessarily priceless, but very, very expensive. And there was supposed to be a cut and swap out the guitar. They didn't cut. And they bashed the expensive one, which was on loan from the Martin Guitar Company, and they bashed and destroyed the expensive Martin. Now, again, we're talking, depending who answers the question, 10 grand, 15 grand. In that movie budget, it's Tarantino, he's fine. But yeah, there are a lot of people that watch that scene. If you're a musician, you're like, oh, no.
Yeah. Yeah, just wasted that. Yeah, but it's great.
Great movie.
Great movie.
So many movies. So
many movies. And so I love the fact that this movie is dialogue driven. It's not just super action and all that. It's just dialogue. I love it, man. I don't know. It's just different.
It is different.
One of my favorites, like Leonardo DiCaprio as Calvin Candy. He's such a fucking villain, and I'm like, and he just nails that entire role. Did you know he actually got that fast and just kept going? When he smashes it, he wasn't really supposed to smash it, and they just keep going.
Yeah, His hand was all bloody too.
Yeah.
All right. You asked the question, Steinkamp. What would be your job if you could have any job?
I am going to drive an NHRA Top Fuel funny car for a week. Yes. 0 to 100 miles an hour and 60 feet. 60 feet. Think about that. And at the end, at 1,000 feet, I'm going 330 miles an hour. I want to feel what that's like.
You're in. Okay.
Yep.
There you go. I think we did good with that assignment. We came up with some interesting stuff. So
absolutely.
On that note, it's time to drink. What is everyone drinking? I'll go first. I don't think I've gone first yet. I've got from Neely Family Distillery. I got an oldie but a goodie here. I've got Electric Yellow Rose. This is a barrel pick that date barreled was back in 2018 and then bottled in 2020.
I'm sorry, before you pulled, did you guys pick that? Did you and Jim or?
Yes. So it was done by for me, but it was one that I picked, but went into his gift shop. That was before we had the shop or anything.
Right, before
like
the
that.
shop and everything. That's why I was going to ask, and I didn't want to talk over the cork pop. So
yep.
Cool. Great.
So all right, here we go. Okay, well, to be expected. It's halfway gone, and not that those are known for great cork pops anyway. So there you go. McNew, what do you got?
This bottle had a rough weekend. I just bought this Friday, so I think I'm just going to kill it. It is Yellowstone. Just going to last show pour.
Okay, all right. I managed to hang on to the lead, but Steinkamp's, he's waiting in the wings here. What do you got, buddy?
I am. Speaking of our good buddy, I have Planters Ozark Highlands. This is Jim's tribute bottle.
Okay, nice.
One of my favorites from last year.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. I don't think it was enough. I mean,
I don't think so either, Colonel.
Yeah.
It was good, but I think yours was still better.
Yeah. So there you go. I win that. So cheers to me. Cheers.
Cheers.
All right. We'll take a quick break, and then when we come back, we're going to talk about some really expensive scotch available online, and would we be in for this? We'll do that in just a few. Okay, let's talk about the people that make these shows happen. First up is the Stave and Thief Society. Via their in-person class at Moonshine University in Louisville, Kentucky, the Stave and Thief Society is the place where you, a bourbon enthusiast, can expand your knowledge and emerge an executive bourbon steward. In 2017, I completed my executive bourbon steward certification. It's the most comprehensive bourbon certification available and connects you with an expansive network of bourbon enthusiasts and professionals. Check out the full listing of in-person and online certifications and join the society today by enrolling at staveandthief.com. Speaking of Executive Bourbon Steward certification, the ABV Barrel Shop in St. Louis, Missouri has developed a unique partnership with the Stave and Thief Society to offer a preparatory class to assist you in getting your Executive Bourbon Steward certification. This prep class costs only $25 and is available to take live or online via Zoom. Graduates of our class receive a coupon code good for 15% off your Executive Bourbon Steward certification held in Louisville, Kentucky. This saves you almost $90. Additionally, you can collaborate with fellow attendees to split travel costs when you go to Louisville. If you're interested in signing up for the class, simply head over to abvbarrelshop.com and check out the classes and events page. Last but not least, we are sponsored by Neely Family Distillery. Royce Neely is the 11th generation distiller in one of America's oldest distilling families. A visit to Neely Family Distillery takes you through family history, where you can see all the artifacts and newspaper clippings through the years from this family that started distilling in America after James Neely arrived from Northern Ireland in 1740. Today, Royce Neely and his team are crafting some of the best spirits in America. Their bourbon and absinthe offerings keep winning top honors in the spirits competitions. Recently, their absinthe made history as the first platinum winner in the absinthe category at the San Francisco Spirits Competition. Neely Family Distillery is definitely a bucket list destination if you are a bourbon fan. Learn more about their spirit offerings, visiting their facility, and the awards they have collected over at NeelyFamilyDistillery.com. And now, back to the show.
This is Willie C. Moore, and I'm here with MB Rowan, and you're listening to the Bourbon Kit Daily.
Welcome back to the Bourbon Daily. Today we're talking about some expensive ass scotch.
Yes, we are. So,
how expensive is it, McNew?
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys noticed, I really paused before I read that number.
Oh, yeah.
I was struggling. It's over $400,000. I'm just going to leave it at that. And there's a 99 cents at the end.
They do tack on the 99 cents. That's important. Like if you called and they're like, I just want to give you a 435, 609, and they'd be like 99 cents too. So
the whole 99 cent pricing thing I get, but if you're spending 435, 609 and it says 435, 610, are you like, nope?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I see that 610. It's like it's a whole different. You're still in the early. You're in the aughts there. So yeah, I think it's.
I get the we're selling these mobile homes for $99.99, right? But the 610 is going to be the difference between 435,609.
Right. I don't know where they come up with that. So just a couple things about this before we talk about it. So it's a Cask Cartel. So that's if you are interested in this, as you hear it, you can go pick it up at Cask Cartel. It is Bowman Arc. So Bowmore, excuse me, not Bowman, Bowmore Arc. So that's the brand Arc. It's a 52-year-old Scotch whiskey. It is a collaboration between the Bowmore Distillery and Aston Martin. So Aston Martin designed the car. It's a cool looking.
Speaking
bottle.
Of race cars, yes,
yeah, it's a cool looking bottle, no doubt.
No, it's an incredible looking bottle.
Yeah, it's insane.
It doesn't even look like a bottle.
No, it looks like it's creating a wave in there. It's cool.
I have feelings about this bottle, but we can talk about that in a second.
Yeah. 84.6 proof. Ooh, you're paying for more for water than whiskey there, folks.
That's the crazy proof. My God, that's
52 years old though, so they're trying to make their money there. So 52 years old.
I mean, does the proof matter? Because if you're buying this, you're not really drinking it, right? Like this is a shelf decoration.
Oh,
I don't know. I think
if I've got that FU money to buy it, I'm drinking it.
I think you're drinking it. I think so too.
I'm drinking it.
I don't, because it gets too high where it's too high just to be a trophy. I think if you've got the money to spend $435,000 plus on a bottle, I think you've got the money to pop the cork and drink it. It's too much just to sit around and not be open. I think that would be my guess. But I can't imagine people with that sort of money just going online and shopping like that. Be like, oh, okay, well, I'll order that, and I guess I'll be here on Thursday to sign for it. I wouldn't think they'd buy online.
I think this happens when you have that fuck you money and you have an assistant that like buys all your stuff for you, but they secretly hate you, and they're just like, yeah, you need this. And then
really? Do you think it's because even rich people get really drunk and then order crazy shit? This is for them.
Just to put I did some quick math here on the calculator to put it in perspective. 1 ounce is $17,152.
1 ounce, okay.
1 ounce, more than 17,000.
Okay.
Holy cow!
But yeah. You know what would be ideal with this is if you have this money, you probably have an Aston Martin. So you could be like, Jeeves, drive me around in my Aston Martin while I drink my Aston Martin whiskey. That would be a good day. Like, I wouldn't. Yeah. Why am I thumbs up?
McNew gave a thumbs up to that. So.
Thumbs up to my own opinion. Hey, I think I wouldn't be mad about that day, though. I'd be like, I'm going to drink my expensive-ass whiskey in my expensive car.
Aston Martin makes some fine cars, right? But
sure,
not the finest. And depending who you ask, they don't necessarily have the best reputation.
As far as service,
service, performance, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
I mean, James Bond drives them. I get it, but man, that's
by a whiskey bar standards. We do know that you take what a whiskey is worth. So, and we're going to say that this isn't worth over that. We're going to say that because this is so high to begin with, that's what it's worth. They divide it by 5. They take what a whiskey is worth and divide by 5. That means for a pour of this, the standard whiskey bar price would be $87,121.80. I'll just take a pour of it. Yeah.
And I'll tell you, for $80, I probably wouldn't appreciate it.
Right.
I don't.
Yeah. It's very interesting. So I mean, when you get into the people that can buy that, it is the elite of the elite, really. I mean,
there's come on. I've been my tater, right? Akeley, you've helped me through my tater phase. You've
Sure.
even called me out on it a couple times.
Sure.
And I'm still got a little tater phase in me still, but come on. There's nothing that can taste.
But if you hit that
much better.
If you hit that like $1 billion lottery, so but would you buy this? And you end up with $670 million after taxes. I'm still not buying this. That's still a lot of money. It's too much money, and it's but
so much of me wanted to say yes, and we're going to drink it, but no, I'm not. No.
Right. Yeah.
No, there's a lot of bourbon I'd buy way before that for a hell of a lot less money. A hell of a lot less money.
Yeah. And they don't even have a canister. There's no way that it can fit in a canister, so you wouldn't get it.
No, there's no box.
No.
If it doesn't come in a box or a
canister,
no
one wants it. Yeah.
It ought to be delivered to my house in a helicopter.
So crazy stuff. I mean, I've heard of whiskey going for more than that, but it's always been some sort of, pre-prohibition vintage thing. Yeah, this is like a current product. And I've heard
it's 52 years old though.
But I've heard of 52-year-old. There was a bourbon that was 45 years old that was, a couple $1,000. So it's not unheard of to have a Scotch in the 50-year range, but this price is unheard of. And again, I'm not saying that Scotch that was 50 years old was cheap, but it wasn't this.
No,
there's a whole nother stratosphere.
Right, so you can choose not to answer, but you walk into Neat in downtown Louisville, and they have your favorite, the best, the bourbon that you absolutely wanted. Where's your cap for an ounce of it?
Oh,
what's the dollar amount?
If I was really celebrating the most, I think I would ever spend on a pour, and it would have to be something really cool, like pre-prohibition stuff. And so I'm not even in the ballpark, because mine would be like $100. That would be the max I'd pay for a pour. And I'd have, and that wouldn't be on an average day if I just go in there and Owen's like, hey, I got this 1917 thing for Colonel E.H. Taylor's distillery made. Do you want it? It's $300. I would be like, oh, that's cool. That's cool. I really like Colonel E.H. Taylor, but no, that's too high for me. I can't do that. So $100 would be the highest I would go, and that would have to be outstanding.
McNew?
Yeah, probably not. Like, if it's over $50 or $60, like, I'm really not just interested in 1 or 2 ounces. Like, because my personality is so much different where, like, I just can't have one of something. Like, if I like it, I like
right.
Like, of it, and then
your limitations.
Yeah,
$500 in for the day. I can't do that. Like,
that's why you would have never made that pub crawl in Key West.
I know.
There's no way you'd have finished that thing. No way.
Like, 1 is never enough. I'm just kind of like, I need 5 of them. Thank you. And then I just ruin my own day.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Steinkamp, I know you like to delve into that stuff, so your threshold's got to be higher.
I do, and I've dropped some money at Neat. They had some old Pappy in there, but at the old distillery. But it wasn't more than $100. I haven't spent more than $100 on a pour in there.
Yeah, I have a hard time because you know what? I've drank some of all that stuff too for free. I've got good friends, so most of those things I've had and drank them for nothing. So it's hard to me to be like, oh, I'm going to spend $400 on a pour of something, because I've pretty much tasted I've tasted old stuff from the 1800s. I've tasted stuff pre-prohibition, right after prohibition, classic old Fitzgeralds and classic brands. I've just tried everything. So it's tough to justify.
And more and more I get like that, right? When you figure out, single barrels and if you're listening out there, the craft distilleries, you're just like, ooh, why am I spending that money? That's silly.
Yeah. Well, there you go. That's a little bit about the most expensive bottle that I've seen of new make whiskey. Again, it's not new; it's old, but man, that's a lot of money for a bottle. That is no doubt about that. And it's
this bottle, though. You guys like the shape of that bottle? You thought it looked nice?
I mean, I think it's different.
It's interesting.
It would stand out on your bar.
I feel like it should be taller and sleeker. Like the way that it has like that little curve in it reminds me of the Bean in Chicago. like that.
Oh yeah, you're absolutely right.
It does kind
so
of
you gotta
look
look this up online, but yeah,
body and weird looking to me, and I'm like, it could have been taller and sexier. But
I'll tell you what.
Darren couldn't pour it. I know that.
Thank you. You just beat me to it. That's exactly what I was going to say. No way, if I buy that, am I having Darren pour it.
No, don't give it to Darren.
No freaking way is he pouring that. That is not small hand approved.
No. So, yeah. Interesting. I assume the top part pops off and then there's a pour spot underneath there. But again, it's just not set up for Darren. No, there's no way.
No.
It's Darren even like two-handed. Like, that's going to be weird for him. It's going to be awkward.
Yeah, no.
Not for Darren.
No. All right, on that note, we'll wrap this one up as we always do by talking about where people can find us. Steinkamp, we'll start with you. Where can people find you?
You can find me at investment-whiskey.com, also on Facebook and the Instagram at Investment Whiskey.
McNew.
I'm on Instagram at McNew ABV.
All right, for me, I'm an easy guy to find at Steve Akeley, Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. I've got a website, steveakeley.com. We've also got a company website at thingsabvnetwork.com. Check it out. Everything that we do is out there. Previous shows, blogs, so much more. abvnetwork.com. Come by and see me, the ABV Barrel Shop, the place where you can try before you buy. We're online at abvbarrelshop.com. McNew, anything else to say before we get out of here?
I'd like to remind the audience to please give us a 5-star review. That includes comments. It helps new people find the show, which is very important to us. And if you like what we're doing, we ask that you please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/the ABV Network.
Great job today, gang. For audience, we'll have a brand new show for you tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Until then, take care, everybody. See ya.
Bye.
See ya. Thanks.
Peace. Before we let you go, let's talk about one last thing. The ABV Barrel Shop in the St. Louis community of Arnold, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop is focused on a couple of things. First of all, single barrels. We are the place where single barrels live. We go to distilleries, taste through the whiskey, select the best barrel, and have it shipped to our store where we present it to you, our customers, by allowing you to try before you buy. We're also known for the classes that we have in our education center in the store, as well as the events we have with industry professionals from the bourbon business. If you're in the St. Louis area, please come by and visit us at 6 Fox Valley Center in Arnold, Missouri. Or at a minimum, at least sign up for our email and text distribution so you know exactly what's going on in our shop over at abvbarrelshop.com. This is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network, signing off. We thank you for listening to our programming and truly appreciate your support.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.